Welcome back, boys. This is the King of Weebs here, and this is What If Naruto Was a Player Part 7, and this is the final part. So last time we left off with Naruto beating Nagato, the pain, and then in the end Nagato decides to give Naruto both the Rinnegan, but of course, plot twist, Obito found out where Nagato was hiding, and in the end he takes the eye, well, one of them. He wasn't able to take both of them because Naruto was already summoning Igris, and also, well, he was about to summon Igris because everyone knows about Naruto's special ability, and also, well, Kekkei as they call it, and also Naruto had his whole arm in Obito's head. So Obito, if he materialized, he was going to have an arm inside his head, and he does not want an arm inside his skull. While all this was happening, so Team Sasuke captured the 8 tails, quote unquote the 8 tails, So Killer Bee already did the substitution jutsu, so that happens as usual. And this time, instead of Danzo going to the 5 Kage summit, it's going to be Danzo going with Tsunade and of course Jiraiya. So since Jiraiya is pretty OP right now, he can handle Danzo himself, so in case he wants to pull something out of his ass. So so Naruto, Kakashi, and I'll say that Guy went as well, just in case, and I'll say that the Naruto still wants to save Sasuke, save him from the Raikage. He doesn't want the Raikage to actually murder him because he knows that the Raikage is going after his head, and he wants to stop him, but he's injured and Kakashi doesn't allow it, and then he convinces Kakashi, Yamato, Sai to go with him. Sakura, of course, in the end, she still does the same thing. Here the story pretty much goes the same, except that when the 5 Kage summit, when Sasuke attacks, this time not only are there the 5 Kage, but there are 2 legendary Sanins, and I'll say Sasuke gets through thanks to Obito's help, and Obito still declares war on the 5 nations while while Sasuke takes care of his vengeance on Danzo, and pretty normal things. And in the end, Danzo still tries to use the Izanagi and completely uses trump card, but he flops, and Sasuke does still try to kill Sakura. Kakashi comes out of nowhere and saves Sakura. Then, while Kakashi is fighting Sasuke, Sakura gets in the way again, and she nearly gets killed. And this time, what happens is Naruto saves Sakura. Not only that, he trips Sasuke and says, "Sasuke, right now you stand no chance against me." This time it's completely different. Naruto's a bit cockier here, since he is way too OP. And just saying, he hasn't put the Rinnegan on yet. He wants to put it in case something bad happens, and he doesn't want to fight Sasuke, so that's why he didn't put it. So Naruto's like, "Sasuke, if we fight now, you're the one who's going to die. You stand no chance against me and Kakashi Sensei, especially because all the other 5 Kage are coming. I'm giving you a chance. Sasuke, just come back to the village." Sasuke was about to take his hand, and then he slaps the hand away and says, "Do you really think I'm going to go back to this village? The village that caused pain to my brother. The village that my brother fought so hard to protect, but everyone thought that he was a traitor. The village that I want to destroy with my own hands. I want to see every single one of the villagers suffer, and that includes you, because my brother had to protect you as well. You dumb loser." And then basically he was about to collapse, and then Jugo comes in, and then Obito comes out of nowhere, and Obito whoops all of them away. And in the end, Sasuke does still get the eye implants. He does still want to get the eye implants because he knows how strong Naruto is. He heard stories that Naruto is well known, like he's widely known around the ninja world now because of all his actions and all of his him being able to destroy the seemingly Akatsuki leader. But of course now we all know Madara, quote unquote, in quotes, Madara. Remember, it's Obito. And they now know that Madara is the real real leader, and Pain was just someone with a Rinnegan. Well, they can't really say that Pain was weaker, because, like, come on, man, he had the Rinnegan. Come on, like, Naruto being able to beat someone who mastered the Rinnegan. And Naruto does find out about the war. Well, he doesn't find out about the war. He's sent to the where he goes to train with Killer Bee, just as usual. And I'll say that Killer Bee and Naruto were able to. Naruto was able to meet his mother in the end, and he still did have that little chat. And he's able to actually use Igris, his mother's the Uzumaki chains, and his own powers to beat the Nine Tails. And the Nine Tails respects Naruto for actually beating him. And Naruto was actually planning on using the Rinnegan right before, but then he met his mother, and his mother helped him out. So it was much easier than actually going for the Rinnegan straight away. And then Naruto does find out about Kisame. Kisame does still give the information to Kabuto. Kabuto does still kidnap Yamato, just saying. That's a lot of words. And in the end, Kisame kills himself because he realizes he stands no chance against the Mac guy. And Naruto still finds out about the war. Iruka still tries to stop him, and Naruto's like, "Why didn't you tell me, Iruka-sensei? I could have helped. There are people dying to protect me. Why? I can help them. I'll even use the Rinnegan." And Naruto actually said that a bit louder because he was scared of using the Rinnegan. There wasn't a healer there, but Naruto says there's no need to actually do an eye transplant. So he takes out his left eye and pulls it out and puts it in the container, and then puts in the Rinnegan. And the Rinnegan's the eye injury that he got himself by ripping his eye bulb out. I know that's a bit too explicit and grim, like it's kind of gruesome, not gonna lie. I'm sorry if just don't imagine it. So blood was gushing out of his eye, and then Naruto's like, "God damn it, this hurts." And then steam was coming out of the Rinnegan. It was showing that it was already healing, and they're like, "Wow, the Nine Tails chakra even heals wounds. That's amazing, Naruto." And Naruto's like, "I'm ready. I have seen how the Pains use their chakra. Can one of you can you kill B? Would you mind using?" Well, I'll say he calls him Sir B because he's a bit more respectful here. I'll just say nah, actually he's just gonna call him B. B, can you punch me with your tail beast cloak? And B does it, and Naruto actually is able to use the absorbing path. And then Naruto's like, "Wow." And then Naruto's like, he saw one of the paths summoning the King of Hell. So Naruto tries to do the summoning jutsu, and this time he actually summons the King of Hell. And when he tries to do the summoning jutsu again, he can summon a toad, but this time he did it with two hands. So one summoned the toad and one summoned the bird. So Naruto and said to Gamabunta to go back, that he was just trying out something, and Gamabunta's like, "Alright, no problem, kid." Gamabunta's still injured, so of course Gamakichi will come in the war. And so Naruto and B, instead of actually going by foot, they actually go by bird, yes. So it's much easier, and Killer Bee and Naruto are able to break through the, I think was it the 36 layer barrier. And Jiraiya was informed about the same with Tsunade, and Jiraiya's like, "Well, that's Naruto for you. Whatever. He's strong enough to handle most of this war, especially now that he has the Nine Tails' chakra, and he already put the Rinnegan on." And Tsunade didn't know, didn't hear this bit, and she's like, "Wait, what?" And the Raikage is like, "What do you mean the Rinnegan? You never told me anything about this." And Jiraiya's like, "Naruto said that he didn't want to tell anyone, but I guess he needs to use it because I guess that Naruto wanted to show the gods that went to stop him that he will actually fight at his best, and with the Rinnegan he 100% has a chance of beating Madara Uchiha, who has a Rinnegan as well." And remember, if Madara has a Rinnegan and Naruto doesn't, And if someone doesn't have a Rinnegan, or if they don't have the power of the Nine Tails mastered, there will be no winning the war. So Naruto has the Rinnegan now, and Raikage understands that Naruto is pretty OP, and B is with him, a perfect Jinchuriki who will help him all the way. So he trusts in Naruto and says, "Son of the Fourth, you better win this war." And of course, Naruto makes a lot more shadow clones, and this time, what he does is not only shadow clones, he summons his soldiers, his shadows, and he sends Tank to help out Kakashi and Guy. You know how they had to take on the seven deadly the seven. I was gonna say seven deadly sins for a second. The seven deadly swords. What the hell? The seven swordsmen of the mist. You know them, and of course Tank protects them from their swords since they have special abilities in their swords, and Igris goes to help out the with the Naruto clone. You know, the platoon where Hinata was. Naruto saves Hinata as usual, and then Igris comes in and says, and now that Igris can talk, he says, "I'll be leading this platoon now. You follow me." And the platoon leader's like, "Excuse me," and Igris is like, "Oh, I'm sorry, sir. You're the general. I'll be listening to you." And I'll say it's a random ninja who's pretty OP. Who's pretty strong. I'll say not OP, strong, and he's like, "It's fine. We can both lead. I mean, you seem to be experienced." And Igris is like, "Yes, sir. Just watch me." And Igris can already tell. Well, Igris and Naruto are together, so well, a Naruto clone, so Naruto can tell Igris which ones are which, and Igris does it swiftly, and everyone else fights since Naruto's shouting out which one's which, and he's helping out himself. So the war is going on a good pace until Naruto and Killer Bee face off against Nagato and Itachi. Nagato has both Renegons here, so Naruto's like, oh no, I still don't have the Rinnegan mastered. Be careful, B. That's Nagato and Uzumaki. He was Pain. He has both the Rinnegans, so he has a better grasp on the Rinnegan than me. And Itachi's like, "I guess Toby told you everything," and Naruto's like, I guess Madara told you everything," and Naruto's like, "Yeah," and Naruto's like, "You did a good thing, but I don't think you did the right thing of not telling Sasuke." And Itachi's like, "Now that I think of it, I do regret not telling my little brother." And then Itachi's like, "Naruto, Lord B, back up." And basically, of course, they start fighting, and in the end, Naruto does still spit out or vomit out the crow, and Nagato and Naruto are actually having a pretty good fight, and Killer Bee now is Killer Bee and Itachi are joining Naruto, and Nagato used the planetary devastation. Naruto's like, "Let me try this as well, planetary devastation," and he was actually able to make a gravitational orb, but he puts it back and says, "We need to handle this. I think I already know how to destroy it." And Itachi does still give him the speech about becoming Hokage. You can't become Hokage to be acknowledged. You have to be acknowledged to be the Hokage. And Naruto understands, since he's already acknowledged by pretty much the whole entire freaking world. And Naruto's like, "Just hit the core of the planetary devastation with your strongest technique." Naruto does the wind style Rasen Shuriken with some lightning release into it. Yeah, no, I'm joking. Just a wind style Rasen Shuriken. The Itachi does the 1 second. Sorry, I just had to check Itachi's special move, Yasaka Beats. I was gonna say Yukata for some reason. I'm like, wait, Yukata is a clothing in festivals. So what am I saying? Yes, I'm a weeb. I'm the king of weebs. So Yasaka beads, and of course Killer Bee does his tail beast bomb, and they are able to destroy it. And in the end, since Itachi pretty much has infinite Totsuka blades until he runs out of chakra. Remember, even though Kabuto said that they have infinite chakra, it's not true. Even Itachi himself said that he was running low on chakra against Kabuto. I think it's because he wasn't in the control of Kabuto anymore, but I'm not sure. I don't remember properly. But in the end, Itachi does say his farewell to Naruto and says, "I'll be stopping the reanimation jutsu. You just worry about beating Madara and protecting the leaf. And please help my little brother out, Naruto Uzumaki. I believe you're the one who's going to be able to help him." And Naruto says, "Believe it." And then he goes off. And remember, he's running low on he's not running low on mana. He has maxed out his mana. I'll say he has a shizer ton of mana. And so yeah, Naruto is pretty OP right now. And Naruto and Killer Bee do still come up against Madara and the reanimated Jinchurikis and the Son Goku. Well, I think wait, I forgot the old man's name. The Son Goku is the Full Tails, but the Full Tails. He becomes the Full Tail Beast, and Naruto has to fight him, and also other Tail Beasts transform, and Killer Bee and Naruto struggling. Naruto gets swallowed, and Naruto runs out of chakra of the Nine Tails, and in the end he still says, "I'll save you," and he does save the Full Tails. And then the fight goes from here. The fight goes a bit similar, just that Naruto can actually use the Almighty Push. Like he already used it once when trying to push the rod out. Instead of actually the clone inside, he used the Almighty Push from inside with Sage Mode. So he did the Sage Mode Toad Palm and then said Almighty Push, so the rod came out faster. Yes, that's actually a really good way to do it. And yes, Naruto was running low on chakra, and in the end Kurama and him do still make a pact, and Kurama's like, "You remind me of the old man, Naruto." And Naruto's like, "Who's the old man?" And Kurama's like, "I'll explain later. Right now let's handle these lot." And of course Naruto's Kurama is much more stronger, and since he has the Rinnegan. And just saying, the most OP thing that I'm going to give him, like, you don't understand. Naruto did summon a lot of soldiers, but they were mostly general rank mages and elite knights. Well, most of his armies are elite knights now. But I'll say that his strongest ones stayed in each platoon. I'm not going to say which ones because like, I can't be asked. Come on, guys, like, who needs this much information? The thing that you guys will love this. So Naruto summons all the weaker shadows, like the elite knights. He leaves the general rank shadows in each platoon because he believes that a general rank is like his full army. Like all the general ranks are like 4 times his army. Like 4 to 7 times, 7 times as strong as his army. So basically, take out all the generals. I'll say that however many platoons there are. Let's say 14 or something, or 13. I forgot how many there were. So let's say 14. 14 generals are enough to beat at least 7, or let's say 10 of his 1,000 shadow army. Yes, 1,000 of them, so they can take on 10,000 shadows at the same time and beat them all. So Naruto uses all the 1,000 shadows and leaves the generals, and what he does is he uses the shadows as actual strength and power to make an armor for Kurama. Yes, that is amazing. I always wanted to do this was since part 1. I always imagine the shadows covered Kurama. So Kurama got some kind of Susanoo like armor, just a bit more durable. And Kurama, one of Kurama's eye, instead of having the Nine-Tails eye, one of them had the Rinnegan, just like Naruto. It was, and he could actually use the Almighty Push. And since most of his shadows were like knights and elite knights, but actual knights fighting in armor, Kurama does have a sword. I'll say that his sword is a spirit like sword, so he only absorbs chakra. It doesn't actually cut the tail beast, so it absorbs chakra. Naruto is trying to absorb the chakra, so what he does is he uses the absorbing paths you know, the absorbing path, the, you know, the six paths, yeah, the absorbing one on the sword, so he can just keep absorbing ninjutsus, but this time he can actually slice through the tail beast without cutting them and absorbing their chakra, not fully, not like enough to make them at least weak enough for Naruto to one-shot them. So each one of them in the end was freed, and Naruto actually was able to do it in less than 5 minutes. I'll say 3 minutes was more than enough, and but at the end, instead of Naruto actually letting Kurama go, because that took him a full 5 minutes, Kurama screams out loud like a roar to intimidate Madara, you know, Obito, but Obito's not intimidated because he will summon the Ten Tails, which is way more OP. And Kurama looks at him and then disappears, and Naruto's like, and then Obito's like, same old, same old. I'll see you later, Naruto Uzumaki. And of course, Kakashi was there as well, I'm just saying. And Naruto's like, it's not the same old. I learned a bunch of new names. And also, I have made the Nine Tails my friend. Believe it, we will win this war. And Obito says, little irritating brat. We'll see who will win this war. We'll see, Naruto Uzumaki. And Obito disappears, and while this was happening, Madara did get summoned by Kabuto, and Madara did break out Kabuto's binding, and then Kabuto started fighting. Of course, Itachi and Sasuke. Itachi and Sasuke did still meet, and Sasuke in the end, he still gets that little character development where he wants to become the Hokage again, and he actually goes to revive Orochimaru, and he goes to his team, and they go back to the Leaf Village, because Sasuke has wants to know what Hokage is like. Definitely not a war going on, like end of the world is literally next to near, and they're like, yeah, let's go to the Leaf Village, let's quickly go get some intel, maybe we'll revive the full Kage as well. Casual walk to the Leaf Village when there's a full-fledged war with a 10-tailed beast. Yeah, of course, Madara did still fight the 5 Kage, and Jiraiya was on perfect sage mode, and remember, he is pretty OP, so Jiraiya did actually really well, especially on breaking, because Jiraiya and Tsunade are a ship right now. So you know how Tsunade was able to crack one the Susanoo's shell, the rib cage. They punched it together, so sage mode, perfect sage mode. Jiraiya and Tsunade together, they punched just like in the My Hero Academia movie. You know how the double Detroit smash with Midoriya and All Might. It was just this time it was Tsunade and Jiraiya, and they did really well. The 5 Kage and Jiraiya did really well on fighting Madara. Madara praised them even more, said, if I didn't have the Hashirama, so maybe these 5 Kage would have actually put up a really good fight. But even so, it's time to end this. And of course, Madara summons the perfect Susanoo, which stomps! Remember, stomps! On them. And of course, they still survive barely. And yeah, I'm sorry for the ear rape, just saying. So, of course, in the end, Madara heads to Obito while Obito was fighting Might Guy, Killer Bee, Naruto, and also Igris was defeated, and also others like Gaara was defeated, and everyone, all the Kages were defeated, and his general ranks actually went to help out the 5 Kage, and in the end, they still died. Well, they couldn't regenerate anymore because Naruto's mana ran out, and he was regaining mana as he fought. Yes, his mana regeneration is actually on max, so he regenerates every 10 seconds. He can regenerate 100 mana, and I'll say he has 100,000, so he'll take 10,000 seconds, which isn't much. How many is 10,000 seconds in fact? So for his full mana to come back, it will take him around 3 hours, and his mana started regenerating like 2 hours ago, so it's mostly finished, and he only needs 1 more hour. And remember, the war was pretty much a whole night against the 10 Tails. So Naruto starts some. Once Madara arrives and the Ten Toes arrived, and they all try to fight even Naruto with Kurama and the shadows. And this time, the the generals were all summoned as well, and they started fighting together. They actually put up a really good fight. To like they were able to actually overpower one tail of the 10 tails. Another tentacle. Let's go, boys. Let's go. And also, definitely not Madara and Obito on top of it, even if they somehow, like, miraculously defeat the 10 tails. How they gonna defeat them? And imagine they become the perfect Jinchuriki with the 10 tails. Jesus freaking Christmas. Anyways, so until all the Shinobi Alliance, the whole Shinobi Alliance arrives, Naruto and the others are pretty much struggling. And Naruto actually run out of mana again. But with Sakura's healing, his mana actually regenerates much faster. Yes, he found that out. Even with the medical ninjutsu, his mana can regenerate at the same time. So if Sakura healed him for like 5 minutes, it'd be more than enough. They all started fighting, and while this was all happening, Sasuke got all his answers, and Minato did save the whole entire Shinobi Alliance again. Well, the Shinobi world. Shinobi Alliance wants by teleporting away the Tentacles tail beast bomb. And this time I'll say that the Tentacles, you know how he shot a tail beast bomb randomly, how it's meant to destroy Shikamaru's father and Ino's father. I'll say that this time I won't let them die. I'll say what Naruto did is actually he used the Rinnegan to. He used all the power of his Rinnegan. Yes, he did. He was using the Rinnegan. Just saying, he used every single power of all the power of the Rinnegan to do an almighty push, and it was so strong. He pushed the tail beast bomb up in the sky, and he exploded in the sky. So Naruto saved the headquarters, and then Naruto shouted to Ino to tell her everyone in the headquarters to run away from the headquarters. They were about to get blasted away, and I cannot stop another tail beast bomb if it goes that way. And Ino tells them, and they all evacuate in time, and they were able to actually evacuate somewhere far away. And the tail beast actually hits the headquarters later, and they were lucky. They actually were able to get away far enough because the Tentails was actually sealed in the four crimson formation, full crimson red formation, the full crimson formation, yeah, where you need 4 Hokages. And in the end, the tail beast bomb scorched himself. The tentacle scorched himself. And here the fight goes pretty much similar. The wood clones helping out the Shinobi alliances, while one wood clone was fighting Madara, while the actual Hashirama was keeping up the barrier, the crimson thing. And the Shinobi Alliance actually was getting a bit of an upper hand. And just saying, Neji here doesn't actually die. You know how he protects them. I'll say that what happens is, once Neji actually got in the way, I'll say what happens is that Naruto summons Tank. Yes, he was able to regenerate all his mana now. He summons all the generals to help them out, and Tank protects all 3 of them and says, "Are you alright, master?" And Naruto says, "You bet. Go destroy him. Go destroy those miniature monsters." And they're all fighting until Obito gets tired of it. Is that you know how Obito still has his emotional fight with Kakashi, and Kakashi does to stab him and Chidori him through the heart. But this was all Obito's plan, because he could just heal by becoming the 10 toes Jinchuriki. But if he goes against Madara's plan, if he becomes the 10 toes Jinchuriki without taking the curse away from his heart, if he was going to betray Madara, the curse would kill him straight away. So he made Kakashi stab his heart, so he's now out of the curse, and now he's able to become the 10 toes Jinchuriki. And Madara is kind of pissed off, but he has a plan anyway. And this is where right away Sasuke already arrived, and Sasuke and Naruto start fighting, and they realize that only Senjutsu works on them. If you don't know what Senjutsu means, it's basically Sage Mode. And of course the 5 Kaguya arrive, and Minato still reunites this time with Jiraiya, and they hug it out. And then Jiraiya says, "Minato, you definitely know Sage Mode. Don't try to be modest. Go on Sage Mode now." And you, Naruto, you're going sage mode without going into your Biju form. How about you try both together? And you too, Minato, I already know you can go Biju mode. I felt it from far away. Try it now. Because remember, Jiraiya's their master, so they have to listen. It's Jiraiya's their sensei, so they go perfect sage mode with the chroma thing. Well, you know, Biju, no, I mean KCM too. And Jiraiya says, "Well done, my students. Oh, I'll go sage mode too now." And Minato really didn't know. Well, he did know. Well, he did know Jiraiya mastered it by now, and says, "Well, Jiraiya Sensei, you actually mastered it now." And Jiraiya's like, "Yeah, your son really made me work hard. Anyway, let's go." So they start fighting. Naruto summons the Chroma Avatar with his armor, you know, his shadow armor, leaving the generals behind, protecting everyone and everyone fighting with them and everything. You know what I mean? And of course, Sasuke decides to use Jugo's curse mark, and Jugo and Sasuke fight with the Susanoo while Minato summons the Chroma Avatar, and he's a normal Chroma Avatar, but just with double the Senjutsu, since Minato and Jiraiya are in it, so double the Senjutsu. And what happens next is that Naruto decides that, hey guys, everyone, come together. I think I have a plan. So Minato and Naruto fist bump as usual, and they're able to become one. Well, you know, they still have to teleport everyone away because Obito was trying to kill them. But then Naruto was running low on chakra, and then he said, "This is the last bit of chakra I have. We have to take the tail beasts away from him." So him and Minato fist bump, and basically both the chromas, the yin and yang release one, the light one and dark one, become one big chroma. Is a bit bigger than usual, doubles the size. But remember, one chroma is like very small compared to the 10 tails, but still double the size. And then Naruto says, "Hey Sasuke, come here." And Sasuke leaves Jugo back, and Jugo's like, "It's fine." And Sasuke goes in and says, "Put your armor up. Try to use the your perfect Susanoo on top of this Chroma Avatar." And he does, and they have a Susanoo full powered Chroma with both his both Chromas together, and with 3 Senjutsu users. So he has Senjutsu times 3 Susanoo, and Naruto's not done. I'm not done here. Let's use this too. And Naruto actually makes his sword, well, the the Susanoo sword, able to absorb chakra. And just saying, you know how Kurama has 2 fox eyes. One of them is a Rinnegan, and that is so overpowered. I bet none of you were expecting that, were you? Were you now? Were you? Were you expecting such cool thing? Bro, imagine that. Imagine that, bro. 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 Imagine. Okay, so alright. So their fight begins, and in the end, they're still able to pull out all the tail beasts, and Obito was about to give up, and he was about to revive everyone that was killed by the in the war, because he was sorry and he didn't really want to kill them. Well, he realized that Madara just used him, and Madara in the end, well, Black Zetsu actually makes him revive Madara, and then Madara absorbs all the tail beasts except for Minato's one, because Minato and Naruto were a bit far away because Naruto was trying to protect everyone, and in the end, the Nine Tails was extracted from him. Minato was trying to give the 9 tails, and here the same thing happened. Igris, this time all the shadow generals disappeared because Naruto was dying, and of course Gaara saves Naruto from falling and takes him away. And he did hear the 9 tails telling him, "Tell Minato to give the other half of me to Naruto so he survives." And of course he tried, but flopped as all usual. And then Obito takes away both the 9 tails from Madara, and a bit of Sage of 6 Path chakra, a lot of it this time, since he wants more chakra, and he's able to awaken the Rinnegan in his eye. So you know how one eye had the Rinnegan and the other one didn't. So now both of his eyes have a Rinnegan. Well, he has double Rinnegan, and Naruto was still revived. And in the end, they still do. Naruto and Sasuke do still get the Sage of Six Path powers, and Naruto's Rinnegan actually turns into a Rinne Sharingan, just like Sasuke's one. And but this time Naruto's a bit stronger than Sasuke, since he has Sage, the Six Path Sage mode, and Sasuke only has the Rinnegan, to be honest. And Naruto already had the Rinnegan, so it's pretty overpowered. So Naruto and Sasuke do fight together, and in the end, Night Guy still has to open the 8th gate and use Night Guy, and nearly dies. Naruto saves him. Of course, what happens next is that Obito comes back and actually pulls out one of his eyes. Remember how he pulls out one of his eyes and shoves it in and shoves it in Kakashi's eye, and then with his hand he just puts a lot of Sage of Six Path chakra into both of it, or into Kakashi's both eyes, so the other Sharingan turns into a Rinnegan. And then he asks Naruto, "Hey Naruto, can you heal my eye?" So he becomes a Rinne Sharingan again. So now we have 4 Rinne Sharingan users, and one of them can use time stop. Well, Naruto's Rinne Sharingan, I'll say that his one is like Obito's, a lot like Obito's one, but I'll say that he can actually tell open dimensions and skip time, like time skip, and it can increase over time, just like hits. Yes, I'm making Naruto the most overpowered motherfucker ever. I'm sorry for swearing there. So it's like Naruto's like hit 2.0, and also Kakashi and Obito have the Rinne Sharingan now, both eyes as well. Naruto has one eye without it because he still wants his normal eye, and now Naruto's Rinne Sharingan is basically become his normal eye, so his other eye is pretty much useless, and he wants to just keep it in case he wants to use it again, like he won't, just saying. So then they all start fighting, even Sakura joins, and Minato and Minato lost both arms and doesn't have KCM anymore. He doesn't have Chrome anymore. Naruto has it now, and he's proud of Naruto. And Jiraiya helps him up and says, "Look, my student, and your son, he has really become one strong shinobi, hasn't he?" And Minato agrees, says, "I'm proud of my son. I'm sure Kushina would be ecstatic to see how strong he is. Let's just hope they win now." And Jiraiya says, "Yeah." And of course, here the fight goes a bit similar. Naruto cuts down the trio, the god tree, and Mother absorbs it, and in the end he does the infinite Tsukiyomi. And what happens is that not only Sasuke, but both Obito and Kakashi had to use both using the the Susanoo, the perfect Susanos. So there were 3 perfect Susanos. So I'll say that Kakashi's one is like his normal one, but Obito's one's a bit of a dark shade, not as dark as what's his name, Madara's. I'm just saying a bit darker, just in the middle of Madara's and Kakashi. So they all go down. So they try to protect as many people as they can, but they were only able to protect themselves. And Sakura, Naruto, I'll say that Minato never got affected. The reanimations don't get affected. Jiraiya got affected. Naruto tried to save him, but it's too late. So Naruto, Sasuke, Kakashi, Obito, the old gang, the usual gang, still have to go up against Kaguya, and they get teleported. And here the fight is actually a lot easier for the Z fighters. I'm joking. The Narutos. I'm joking. So what Kaguya does is actually teleport Sasuke and Kakashi away, but she doesn't know that Kakashi actually can open dimensions. So Obito is not too worried, and since now that Kakashi has double Rinne Sharingan, so he opens dimensions after dimensions. He's running at low on chakra, but he doesn't have the most, but remember, it doesn't take him too much chakra since he has Sage of Six Paths chakra now. So he's able to find Sasuke, and Sasuke's that I don't know how to open dimensions yet. And Sasuke and Kakashi teleport where Naruto, Sakura, and Obito were fighting in the gravity thing, and Naruto was about to get stabbed by one of those rods. Same with Obito. Obito teleported Naruto's one away and was about to get hit, but then Kakashi's like, I'm not gonna let that happen, and teleports Obito's one away. And yes, they all get saved, and Naruto's like, you nearly killed all of us. That was way too close. And then he says, are you ready, Five Tails? And he uses Boil Release, and he's able to use all his power and actually overpower Kaguya for a second. And then what happens is that Sakura punches Kaguya on the head downwards, and then Kakashi and Obito hold her from both arms, and then Naruto and Sasuke actually are able to seal her away. And what Naruto says, they wanted Kakashi was about to try the planetary devastation, and Naruto's like, let me show you guys, I think I'm used to it already. And and then basically what happens is that Sasuke says planetary devastation, and Naruto's like, no, it was my turn. And Naruto is able to open dimensions as well, just saying, because his one is pretty OP. I know he was just leave me alone. So Naruto, and just saying, Madara always had one Rinnegan here, so he was never able to get double Rinnegan. So now they return, and in the end, Sasuke does still say, this world will become revolutionary. I will change this world to my fitting, and you guys will not be able to say anything. Even you tail beasts are under my control now. And in the end, Sasuke is able to do the same things here. Kakashi and Obito are really low on chakra right now, so they couldn't really do anything. And Naruto was the only one left with a lot of chakra since he's a bloody Uzumaki. And Naruto still has his own emotional goodbye with his Minato, and Minato says, I'll tell Kushina everything. Now, goodbye, son. You made us proud. And of course, I cried as well a bit when he went. Like, come on, man. Anyways, so the fight goes not dissimilar. So Naruto is not bloodlusted. He's still trying to protect like, Sasuke tries to kill Naruto full on. He shoves Chidori's in his face. Nothing happens. Remember, Naruto has a lot of abilities. Even with the Rinnegan, he's able to actually almighty push his Susanoo. That's how strong his almighty push has gotten. And he summoned the Kurama avatar with one of the Rinnegan, and Kurama was able to punch away the... And just saying, even Naruto could have protected them from the infinite Tsukuyomi, just that Naruto didn't do it because he wasn't able to summon Kurama fast enough. It was the others who saved them. So Naruto was fighting, and in the end, Naruto was actually running low on chakra because he kept regenerating any wounds that he got. And in the end, so you know how Sasuke uses all the nine-tailed beasts chakra. Naruto, what he does is he adds the absorbing paths ability into his both of his Rasen Shurikens, and he throws them. And what Sasuke didn't know is that those Rasen Shuriken can absorb the chakra of the Indra's arrow, and they did. But then Naruto said, basically, Naruto knew they were going to explode anyway, because there's he made the Rasen Shurikens that they can't have a certain amount of chakra, so if they exceed that capacity they will just explode on the spot. And they do explode. Naruto and Sasuke do have their little sloppy taijutsu fight, and Naruto nearly gets killed, but he still has a bit of chakra. When he actually uppercutted Sasuke, he was able to actually absorb a bit of chakra that Sasuke stole from him. Yeah, I'll say half. And in the end, what happens is that Naruto, using his last bit of chakra, instead of doing a normal Rasengan, he does a smaller version. And what he does, instead of doing the normal one, he had enough chakra for one normal Rasengan. He actually added the absorbing paths ability, so he can absorb all of the chakra of the Chidori, and so he can nullify the Chidori, and then Naruto will dispel the Rasengan, and it actually works. And then Naruto, basically Naruto in the air, he kicks Sasuke in the jaw. He actually kicks him in the left side of his head. Wait, 1 second. Wait. 1 minute. 1 minute. Let me see. So Naruto actually is able to punch Sasuke with his right arm on the left side or left side of his face, and he punches him to the ground. And Sasuke is on the ground, and Naruto lands barely on his feet, barely being able to stand up, one knee on the floor, and he starts calling to Sasuke and says, "I guess I want Sasuke." And Sasuke agrees, and then Naruto's like, I still have a bit of chakra. I think I can heal you. And Sasuke says, "No, I have enough chakra to survive a few days. I'm sure they'll find us." And I'll say in 3 days they were found. Sakura woke up, and she healed both of them. And Sasuke said sorry, and they became Team 7 again. This time Obito was proud as well of Kakashi's improvement, and that's where this is the end of the series. Kakashi becomes the 6th Hokage. He wants to give it to Obito, but then Obito declines and says, my dream was to become Hokage, but I'd rather become the Shadow Hokage for you, Lord Sixth." And Kakashi says, "Are you sure?" And Obito's like, "I have been lurking in the shadows for the however many years that I faked my death for, so I'm sure I can become a really good info breaker for you, for the Leaf, in case any of the nations decide to actually go against the Leaf." And Kakashi accepts this offer and says, "You're hired, my friend." And Obito says, I thought you're not going to hire me for a second there." And Kakashi starts laughing, and that's where I'm going to end it off. I hope you all enjoyed the series. Someone said that they missed the 1 hour episodes, like 1 hour 50 minutes, 45 minutes, 46, those type of videos. And here's a 46-minute video. I'm going to upload it tonight. And yes, I did say tomorrow, but I'm probably going to while this is uploading, I'm probably going to record What If Naruto was gained God Key Part 2. Anyways, hope you all enjoyed. Please subscribe to Retreat and Miniman123, and it's your boy. I shouted all 3 of them out on a community post. It's your boy was the latest one. Go drop a sub to him. He's a What If channel. He does What Ifs. I really love his voice. I'm not even lying. His voice is really deep and clear. So hope you all enjoyed this. Join my Discord server, link in the description below. And just saying, I do stream a lot. I usually stream from 7, but from tomorrow I won't be able to stream from 7 anymore, because I have to revise from 7 to 9. So I'll probably have to stream really late in the night, from maybe 9:30 to maybe 10:30, 1 hour, and then I can stream maybe from 11 to maybe 1 a.m. and then go to sleep. Hope you all enjoyed this What If series. I know it was short, but it was really good. I believe it was good. And just saying, in the final fight, Naruto didn't use the shadows because he wanted to see how he could actually fight against Sasuke, because all he remembers as a kid, like, he always used to lose in taijutsu fights and everything, and he wanted to prove Sasuke that even without his Kekkei he is going to be able to beat him. And Sasuke, in the end, Sasuke did also say, "You beat me without even using your Kekkei, and also you were holding back. You weren't trying to kill me. You could have used boiled release if you wanted to, even acid release." I do know about that. I heard that the Six Tails gives acid release. And Naruto says, "I didn't want to hurt you," and he's like, "I know." Anyways, hope you all enjoyed. Please take care, stay safe. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram, join my Discord server. All links down in the description below. This was the King of Weebs here. Please take care, stay safe, and peace.